back to winning ways in the Premier League. Arsenal win 5-0 against Crystal Palace in a London derby. And, if you didn't watch the game, just by looking at the score, you'd assume that it's a pretty perfect day for Arsenal. And it is, the most important thing was to win after our 3 losses in a row. Score a few goals, which is something we've been struggling with. But I still think there's a few areas of concern to talk about. And yeah, let's just go into it. So, game started. Obviously, Arsenal start getting into their passing rhythm and start keeping the ball, dominating it. Didn't really create any chances of such. But then the goal did come from a corner. Interestingly, a corner that was on our left-hand side that normally Trossard takes with the in-swing on his right foot. But, the last few games, a lot of people, maybe in the last month or so, people have been getting really frustrated with Trossard's set-piece delivery from that side. And interestingly enough, it was Declan Rice who took this corner. Maybe something that the set-piece coach has got a bit annoyed with as well and decided to change it. So Declan Rice takes it, whips it in on his right foot. And, when we were watching the game, my brother said, why the fuck's Rice taking it? And I have said, to be honest, when we signed Rice, I think he could be an interesting set-piece taker for us because he's got really good technique, especially in the instep and whipping the ball towards goal. So I feel like if that was something he worked on, he could actually be a decent set-piece taker for Arsenal, which is something I think we need. But anyway, digressing a bit, he's put it in. Gabriel's come in, dominated the guy marking him, headed it in to put us 1-0 up. And, it was a little bit of a nerve settler for Arsenal. I think it was definitely a game we needed to score early and we didn't want to be going 60th, 70th minute 0-0. And then, the crowd start getting a bit nervous and stuff. So thankfully that didn't happen. And then we score again from another corner later on in the half. This time for the right-hand side. Bukayo Saka's pull it in. Again, Gabriel's dominated his man. Won the header, and they put it down as a Dean Henderson own goal, which is ridiculous, by the way. Gabriel gets there, heads the ball. Yes, it comes off Dean Henderson and goes in, but it's on target. So hopefully, the whatever it is, goal panel people do correct it and give it as a Gabriel goal and therefore a Saka assist. But that put us 2-0 up going into half-time, and from then, you felt quite comfortable. Crystal Palace weren't really creating much. Their only real threat was Eze. A guy I actually went to school with, both primary and secondary school. I still think it's mad when I see him playing in the Premier League, especially against Arsenal. But I mean, a player I think Arsenal could do with, by the way. I think he would do really well in our left 8 role. But yeah, apart from him, they didn't really have much threat. He was actually playing really well. He was keeping past Rice quite a few times in the midfield, coming off the left and inverting. But they didn't have really much. The only sort of shot they had on target in the first half was from sort of a Raya mistake. We're trying to play out. He tries to kick it long, messes it up. Lerma intercepts it, and it's a decent shot, but Raya is equal to it and saves it, so makes up for it. But then second half comes, and again, we're getting into positions where we're in good attacking areas, but we're just not really doing much. And we're picking the wrong pass, or we're under hitting the pass, or over hitting it, and we're just not getting shots away. I mean, Jesus, I don't think had a shot on target today. I don't think Saka did. Odegaard didn't. Havertz didn't when he was on. And it's just a bit frustrating. But then we managed to get the goal in the second half. They have a corner. I think it first gets cleared. Then Will Hughes puts it back in. Fair play to Raya. He comes and claims the ball and distributes out to Gabriel Jesus really quickly for counter-attack. And then he just puts it across to Trossard, who sits down Klein and puts it in the net with a really good finish, in all fairness. But yeah, I just think it's frustrating because we're not really making the most of areas we get into still. And then, the game goes on, and then towards the end of the game, they get caught on a counter-attack again. Eddie Nketiah puts Martinelli in down the left, coming on for Trossard. He runs in one-on-one and finishes it. And then basically a carbon copy goal literally a minute later. Jorginho gets it. I really like Jorginho's cameo, by the way, but I'll talk about that in the player ratings. He turns, puts Martinelli in again. Obviously, with his pace, no one's catching him. He just runs towards goal and puts it in. For 2 goals, I think he really, really needed. Obviously, he's not had the greatest of season so far, so that should only boost his confidence. But, all in all, a good day for Arsenal. A clean sheet as well. We've been letting in some sloppy goals lately, so we needed a clean sheet. And we scored 5 goals. So I'm not complaining or I'm not disappointed in any way, shape or form, but I just don't think it tells the full story. You know, 2 goals from corners. I mean, in the terms of set pieces this season, we have scored the most in the Premier League. And it's a good avenue to goal. Like, I'm not knocking it, but just in open play, the 3 goals we scored all come from just counter-attacks where, you know, the pitch is open. But if that game's 0-0 and Palace are sitting deeper and trying to, like, hold out and hit us on a counter, again, we're struggling to open teams up, and I think that is a real area of concern. And I think it's something that we all hope to see a bit different after they've all been away to, where did they go? Dubai, was it, for their warm weather training? Didn't really happen. But look, the most important thing was getting the win after our poor run of form. And, you know, hopefully, you know, we keep going and the flowing football we saw from last season will come. But I was just a bit disappointed in some of the attacking players today. I don't think we done that much, even though we scored 5 goals, which I know sounds crazy. But if you watch the game, you'll understand what I mean. We weren't flowing. There was a few times, like in the first half, towards the end, there was a nice bit of play through Jesus and Trossard when he, like, clipped it over. Trossard made a run and, you know, had a decent strike, but just not enough of it. Not what we're used to seeing at Arsenal. But hopefully, you know, that will come. But yeah, not really much to talk about in such. Like I didn't get a chance to do my preview video, obviously, because I just didn't have time. But the most important thing for Arsenal today was to always win, and win at all costs, even if it was a scrappy 1-0 win or a 5-0 win. Thankfully, we got a good few goals and a clean sheet under our belt, and now we move on. Look, as much as I don't believe Arsenal can win the Premier League anymore this season, the players have to believe that we can. So does Arteta and everyone else, and they've got to keep going for it. They've just got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and, you know, just see where it takes us. We've got a decent run of fixtures now up until City. We play City on our 30th Premier League game of the season. We have to win every game up until then and see where that puts us. Unless we get to a point in the season where we get top of the league again, I don't believe we're going to win it. But the players have to believe it. The team's good enough. Don't get me wrong. That team can go and win 10 games on a spin. Easy. And I truly, maybe not easy, but I truly believe that they can go and win the games needed on the spin to put us in a decent position. But they have to go and do it. So, yeah, big win. And yeah, let's just move on to the player ratings. David Raya didn't have much to do. What he did do, he done it fairly well. Come and claimed a few crosses, distributed a couple of nice times. That one poor kick in the first half really did annoy me. I do have a slight agenda against him because I just think that Ramsdale is a better keeper and should be playing. But no, he played well. Didn't have much to do though, so I'll just give him a 6. Ben White, I thought, had a better game. One-on-one, I thought he dealt with Eze quite well, whereas Eze was tormenting a couple of others, but I thought he played quite well. Again, didn't do nothing special, so I'll give him a 6. Saliba, solid as can be. It's probably the easiest game he's ever played. I don't think he had to do much. Cleaned up what he did, played out when he needed to. Just an overall solid performance. I'll give him a 7. Gabriel, will give him the man of the match as he scored 2 goals. Was dominant defensively, dominant in the other opposition's box. Got his goals, and yeah, it was just an all-round great performance from him. I'll give him a 9. Zinchenko come back into the team today. I didn't, you know, a lot of rumours he might still be injured. In games like this, you can't tell me Arsenal aren't a much better team when Zinch is playing. Because he did play well today. He was picking up nice passes. He was coming into them pockets where teams struggled to pick him up. I think he had an overall really good game. I'll probably give him an 8. I think if Gabriel didn't score them 2 goals, he'd be up there for my man of the match, personally. Declan Rice, fairly solid to average game again. He did come off in about the 74th, 75th minute. And you could see on the camera he said something regarding his hamstring. So hopefully, you know, he just feels a bit tight and he's come off as a precaution and it's nothing too serious. But yeah, he ended up getting an assist from a corner, but I don't think he done much today. Didn't do anything wrong, but he just wasn't special. I'll give him probably a 7. Odegaard, I thought, was quite quiet. Didn't really do much. He kept the ball well at times, but didn't really create anything. Didn't get any shots off target that were on target. Probably give him a 6. Havertz, again, didn't really do much of anything, to be honest. Made some runs and pretty boring performance from him and Odegaard, to be honest. I'll give them both a 6. And that's only because we won. They didn't really do much, to be honest. Jesus ended up getting an assist in the end. I thought still had a little bit of a poor performance. Was offside so many times. Really was quite frustrating. But, you know, he had some nice touches in around the box, some nice turns towards the end of the game. And, you know, maybe it's just a game where, you know, he's getting a little bit back up to speed as he picks up that slight injury that ruled him out of the Liverpool FA Cup game. Because of the assist, I'll give him a 7. Saka, again, sort of average, but got an assist, didn't do much. I'll give him a 7. Trossard ended up getting a goal, but he did do some silly stuff and give the ball away a few times. But I actually think he played quite well overall. But yeah, wasn't his best game. I'll probably give him... I don't think I can give him an 8. I'll give him a 7. But I think he was slightly better than Saka and Jesus. Sorry. Now onto the subs. I don't normally rate the subs, but a few of them come on early enough and a few of them made impact, so I'll go through them. Starting with Jorginho. I thought when Jorginho come on, his cameo was really good. He kept the ball well, won it a few times when he looked like that. Looked like Palace might counter attack. Ended up getting an assist, and I really like the way Jorginho plays. I really wish he was just a few years younger, because I think the profile is someone we kind of need. When you've got someone like Rice, who just, you know, can run around the pitch, up and down, winning balls back, intercepting and breaking forward. I really think we need someone like a Jorginho who can sit there and control the game and pick out them forward passes. That's why I think Arteta really wants Zubamendi from Sociedad. So I think he's quite a similar profile to Jorginho in terms of how he plays. Just, you know, obviously younger and more athletic. So I really actually hope, you know, we do probably sign him, because I think the way he plays could really benefit Arsenal's style. And Jorginho's a few years younger, he could be perfect for us. I'll say a few years, probably like 10 years. How old is he? 30, got to be 32, 33. So yeah, maybe good 5 to 10 years younger. But yeah, thought we had a really good cameo. I'm gonna give him an 8 actually, because I thought he played really well. Smith Rowe come on, decent time, but just kept it really tidy, really tidy. A few nice little touches around the corner and stuff. It was a decent cameo. Enough that I think, you know, Arteta should be thinking about playing him more, but not so well that, you know, he's demanding to play. But I think he played well enough. I'll give him a 6. And Nketiah ended up getting an assist, but didn't do much else apart from that. I'll give him a 6. Who else? Kivior didn't have to do much, so it's harsh. I'll just give him a standard 5. Who else? Come on. Jorginho, Kivior, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. Oh, Martinelli. Bloody hell, I did not forget about him. Martinelli scored 2 goals on the counter. And, you know, just looked like he really wanted to do something. So for them 2 goals, I'll give him an 8. And I really hope he does kick back into form soon. Because when Martinelli is playing well, he gives us so much that we don't actually have. And he's by far the quickest player in our team. And yeah, hopefully it's a big confidence boost for him. But yeah, big win. On to Nottingham Forest now. But that's not for another, week and a bit. On the 27th. But yeah, no, it's not even 27th, is it? 28th. When is it? When did we play? No, it ain't. It's the 30th, isn't it? What am I thinking about? Sorry. But yeah, I'll do a couple of videos next week in between that, hopefully, around a few different things. But yeah, big win for Arsenal. And yeah, on to the next game. Have a good weekend, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.